You know, it's funny. In a world where so many people want nothing more than to have a relationship, a beautiful one, right? So many people don't really know what a relationship actually is. So let's break it down. Relationship stems from the word relate, right? Which means to show an association with or a link with, a link to. Then from relate, we have relation, which is two or more things, or in this case, people, having a connection to one another, having relevance to one another, a relation. And then a relationship is the state of being connected. So you first have to relate and show some a link or an association, right? And they have relevance, connection, and then you have to maintain the state of being connected. Once you've done these things, you're in a relationship. But notice the key root word relate, which begins with to show something. Show there is a link or an association. That is for you, the individual, just like your partner on their end, it's your job to show where there is a connection and a link, meaning you have to go do. That means you put into the pot. That means you come to serve, you come to give. And when you come to give and your partner does the same and they give in return, you're both showing your relation, right? You're showing your connection. You're showing the linking the association to one another. And as you do this consistently, it becomes a relationship. It's being maintained. Your connectedness is being maintained. But notice that whole endeavor requires each individual person to be focused on the other person. Remember, relate, the foundational word of a relationship, is to show. That is an action of doing, not to observe. No, to show. Show how you relate, have a relation to that other person. You have to go do. You have to put into the pot, which means your main priority in a relationship is to come to serve. How do I serve my partner best? And they should be doing the same in return. Now, why does this 1-2 system fall apart so easily? Well, because as humans, it is our base wiring to self-preserve first and foremost, a form of survival, right? We need to meet our needs first. And so often, whenever people come into the relationship with their partner, they're coming in with selfish perspectives, meaning they're so consumed with making sure their needs get met that they're not focusing on their partner long enough. They're focused on themselves, to where their perspectives and viewpoints become very one-sided because it's heavily contingent upon their own belief system about what they see as right and wrong, how they perceive reality, what they think is justified, right? When a relationship comes back to the relation, the thing that connects you, which is a unified vision, unified belief systems that you agree upon. But if you're not doing that and you're just coming in, just being you, coming in a relationship looking to be served, because you want to be in a relationship because you don't want to be alone. You want to have that partner. You want to have someone to love on you. You want all these things for you, for your dreams, right? And they're kind of fitting this puzzle piece. And you're failing yourself from the very jump because you're coming in focused on my experience instead of our experience, focusing on my partner to make sure we can maintain a connection from being related to each other through something that is associated with each other. And then the relationship starts to become evolved around what one person is able to give versus what you both can share and what you both can offer each other. What else happens? Someone tries to start controlling the relationship instead of figuring out how to collaborate with their partner, where that desire to get your needs met becomes so strong, you start trying to puppeteer the relationship dynamics to suit what you require most. And sometimes you're not even intentionally trying to do this, but you wind up indirectly or subconsciously doing things to manipulate the situation. It can be overtly, maybe through masculine energy of trying to be a dictator and shut things down or force your partner to do things that you want. Or it can be in more of a feminine approach, right? To where it has a, manipulative tactic to it, to where you guilt trip your partner into things and tell them why, what they're not doing that you want them to do is hurtful to you and how bad they are. And then what's the worst habit you can slip into that easily happens for couples often, and they don't even realize it, is because one or both people become so me and self-focused on getting what they need, what they want, and stop focusing on just serving the other person, doing your part, putting it to the pot, too focused on getting, that the relationship becomes a very transactional mindset relationship where you start looking at, I did this for them, or I started doing the right thing for them, or you're doing it for me now, to where you're kind of counting and checking every action you do for them for the reaction in return that you want. And then if you don't get it, or if you've put too many good actions in the pot to their one good action in return, right? Then now you're calling it out. Now you don't treat me the way I want you treated. You don't listen to me. All the things you start doing because we're so me focused. When in reality, if you're truly focusing on you, then what you should be doing is being the best version of yourself that you can be, because that does support you, which means being the best partner you could be to your partner, regardless of how they're showing up. But here's where the transition happens. If you start doing that consistently, then now you put yourself in position for, as time goes by and you notice they're never showing up the way you need it, or always kind of giving you the shorter end of the stick, then now you can call it out with more evidence to support your claim, to help them see where they're not showing up. And this also helps you where if you have to get to this point where we never want to, but if you have to get to the point where you need to maybe walk away from the relationship, you can do it more confidently because you're not questioning whether you gave it all you had and did everything that you could do. So I need us all to understand what a relationship actually is, to make sure you can identify if yours is flowing the way it should, and if you're doing your part the way you should be in the relationship, so you can get the best results you want to have. If you need help learning how to build yourself that way, either email me or DM me coaching, and we will get to work if you're ready to put the work in. Let's get it.